Hello, this is Mara Jane, and you're listening to The Unseen Perspective. Hello, and welcome back to The Unseen Perspective. I'm your visually impaired host, Mara Jane, and today we are going to take a break from the Assistive Technology Inventory series to talk about something a little different. So, as this episode is airing, June has just started, June of 2024, and since it's that time of the year again, I thought we could talk about the KSSB summer programs. So, the Kansas State School for the Blind is what KSSB stands for. In the summer, KSSB has some different programs for different age groups for visually impaired students. And we call this ESY, Extended School Year, or Summer School. It's not really a camp, it's more of a 2-week, 3-week school. But unlike year-round school, it's really fun, and you get to do things that you wouldn't normally get to do in a public school or a mainstream school. So for the kindergartners, or actually for pre-K, there is a 3-week, 2-day-a-week program where kids can just go in 2 days a week. I believe those are half days to do whatever activities that they don't get to do in their mainstream schools, because most students who are visually impaired are in a mainstream school, which means they are surrounded completely by sighted people, which can be difficult for children and even adults. It just makes you kind of feel separated and isolated from the community, which can be hard for your mental health, as well as just accommodations and academics and all that. So it's helpful to have these programs over the summer that you can go to and kind of be with your peers. So that's pre-K, and then once you start kindergarten, you can start going to a 3-week, all-week program. So it's basically like school. You come in every day from like 8 to 3, and you do some classroom type activities like reading and group discussions, things like that, but you also do fun things like swimming and fishing, and you go on field trips, and you go out into the community to practice your orientation and mobility skills as a blind individual, so with your cane or with a guide or whatever that might mean for you personally. And you can also, oh my gosh, what else is there? There's all kinds of activities. Biking, there's a recreation and leisure class where you can do things like biking, and it's pretty much like PE, but there's more stuff. So that you can run on the track at KSSB, and you can play a wide variety of sports that are tailored mainly to the blind community. There is also an activities of daily living class where you can learn how to do things like fold laundry, cook, just anything you would do as someone who is living independently or on their own, but as a blind person, because obviously that's going to look a little different. So once you get to the high school level, there is a 2-week program called PrEP, and it prepares you for, going off to college and getting a job, living independently, and that is a 2-week program. Like I said, you can stay all the way through it, or actually you have to stay all the way through it in the dorms and stay over the weekend. Now, once you're over the age of 10, something that I didn't mention before is you can stay in the dorms, but you don't stay over the weekend. But if you are a prep student, so if you're in high school and you're in that prep program, then you do stay over the weekend. There is also another program for high school age students called KC Life that is a little different. That might be for like more dependent students, but it's separate from prep. So prep is actually fun because these programs prepare you for life, and I mean the lower programs also do that, but this program focuses more on getting jobs, doing research, functioning within a society, within a community, and you can even go and visit apartments. We visited apartments a few years back, and just things like that will really prepare you for life and not just kind of, teach you math and all about history and whatever you're learning in those mainstream schools. So I have been in the prep program for the past 3 years, and before that I did the lower programs. I've been a part of the KSSB community for over 10 years now, so that's pretty cool. And this summer, I'm actually getting to work at the summer program, so that's really awesome. I think it's very cool because I became a part of this community as a very young student, and now I've kind of come full circle. Not only am I an adult, but I'm also working the program rather than being a student within the program. So I think that's really awesome. I can kind of help the next generation of students, creators, just blind individuals, and I feel very fortunate to be a part of that. Something specific about these summer programs that I have not talked about yet is the AT program, or assistive technology. So previously that was taught by just a teacher in a classroom, and we would have all these devices that we could explore, and we do just kind of online projects and whatnot in that class. But now there's actually a makerspace at the Kansas State School for the Blind, and if you've listened to any of my Make 48 episodes, you know that Make 48 happened in that makerspace 3 times now. So that's really cool. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you should go listen to those episodes. They're very good, very informative. And so the makerspace is just a place where students can go to create or invent things and explore assistive technology and kind of hone their STEM skills. So that's an area that I really enjoy, and fortunately that is where I'm working this summer. So I've gotten pretty close with the makerspace staff, and we're going to be working together this summer to help the next generation of blind students and visually impaired students with their creativity and their tech skills, stuff like that. So I'm really excited. The KSSB summer programs mean a lot to me. Like I said, I've been a part of them for a very long time, since like 1st or 2nd grade. And it's very, very valuable to me, that time that I get to go to KSSB and spend time with my fellow visually impaired students instead of just being in a school full of sighted people. And no hate to sighted people, but it gets exhausting having to, tell everyone what you need and, inform them about things about yourself that most people wouldn't have to talk about. So it's very valuable to me, and I'm sure a lot of other people, to kind of get a break from that and also prepare ourselves get prepared for life, because life is obviously going to look very different for someone who's visually impaired as opposed to someone who's sighted, because let's face it, this world was made for sighted people, which makes sense because the vast majority of people are sighted, and that's just how it is. So we and, some awesome people who maybe aren't visually impaired, like our teachers and whatnot, and administration, I love them, we have had to band together and kind of make our own way in this world and figure out together how to blaze a path as people who are very fundamentally different from the vast majority of humans. I think the KSSB, all the KSSB programs, but the summer programs in particular have been very helpful in that aspect. Obviously, there are students that go there year-round because it is a school, but I have never been one of those students. I've always been at a mainstream school, so I have both perspectives. I know what it's like to be in a mainstream school and surrounded by all sighted people, and I know what it's like to be around visually impaired people, not year-round, but in the summer. I know it's like to be part of a class of all visually impaired people. I think both have been valuable. I think both have been informative for me, and both have helped me grow as a student and a person. And now I am getting my first official job, really. So that's awesome. And it's in a place that I love to be, with people that I love to be around, and I'm going to be doing stuff that I love and getting paid for it. So that's really cool. And I'm very thankful to the administration and the staff at KSSB for not only allowing this opportunity for me, but also for just being super awesome people that I love. This year, we have a new record of the amount of students that are going to take part in this program. It's well over 100, so that's really awesome. I highly encourage any visually impaired students or families with children who are visually impaired, look into this program, the summer programs at KSSB, because they are very cool, very, very valuable to myself and my peers. And I think it's a great time to learn life skills that you'll use in the real world, but also to kind of bond with the people that are in your area or throughout your state that are also visually impaired, because there aren't very many opportunities to kind of unite with your fellow visually impaired students, especially for those who are in a mainstream school. So going to KSSB over the summer, learning blind sports and daily living skills, and looking into future jobs that you might have, and all that. It's incredibly valuable, and you're going to have a lot of fun there because the people there are awesome and the program itself is awesome. So even though we do call it summer school, don't be fooled. You're not going there because your grades are bad and you had too many absences, so you had to get more school. You're going there because it's a valuable program. It'll teach you things, but it'll teach you, things that you can actually adapt to the real world, and it'll unite you with people that are really cool, and you'll also get to do some really fun activities too. Each year there's a theme. I remember a few years ago we had a 50s theme, and we got to go out and get ice cream sodas, which were really yummy. But yeah, every year there's a theme. This year is Disney, so I'm excited to see what that will look like. I remember back in 2016 it was the Olympics, so that was really cool. And 2017 in the dorms we got to do like Survivor stuff, so I remember we went to a water park that year, but we got to climb a rope in the gym to the ceiling. At least I climbed to the ceiling. I was really proud of it. But yeah, there's just all kinds of fun activities at KSSB during the day and in the dorms, and it's super fun, it's super informative, and super valuable, and I would highly recommend it for any visually impaired students. And if you're not visually impaired and you're, looking for a job in education or helping with today's youth, I would also recommend looking into working there. So, there's a lot I could say about these programs and what they've done for me. They have been, stressful at times, and there are plenty of bad memories associated with them. But that's the case with everything that it's a family. It's not perfect, but we love each other and we're there for each other, and that's what matters. So I could tell you a whole lot about the KSSB programs, the good, the bad, the ugly, but for today, that's all I'm going to say. It's just an overview. I'll probably talk a lot more about it in the future of this podcast, which will hopefully be long-lived. But I am about to embark on that journey this summer, so that's pretty exciting. Well, actually, by the time this is released, I will have already gotten like a day into it. But yeah, so that's really cool, and I will hopefully be doing some podcast episodes with some of the people there, so look forward to that. But for today, that's all I have for you. So if you have any questions for me, please email me at theunseenperspective2024@gmail.com or DM me on Instagram at theunseenperspective2024. And for another great podcast about the visually impaired life, I would highly recommend Discover Podcasting at KSSB. You can listen to them wherever you get your podcasts, and you can follow them on Instagram and Twitter at KSSB Podcast. So again, would highly recommend. And that's about it. You can listen to us on YouTube and Spotify or watch us. And until next time, see you later.